Truist. It's a rubber game between the. Your home plate umpire today is a returned. 0-2 pitch, right center and down. So Grant Holmes leaving the. But he's down at first base, and now Gasper. Years ago with the Red Sox at the major league level, and he's down for it. And Narvaez back to his catching. Swing and a miss. There's that excellent slider. Wilyer Abreu. And it's C.J. Minch.
Yeah, better spot now, obviously, because of yesterday.
Ozzie over on to second. That's the only one they'll get. And that leads us to drama. Friday in 10 innings with the Braves walking.
His chances of getting to first base and at least the game being tied.
But he recovered and made the play. And Ozzie makes the play here to end the top. Baldwin aggressive on the first pitch. But he bounces out to Meyer.
And it's Sogard that gets called up from the minor leagues to get the opportunity. Almost $10 backup infielder if you're not going to use him.
And we talked the other day
that we use with younger players. His impact definitely was felt. Half here in Boston, they put no value into that. And you're trying to put a
Ozzie out to right field. 1 out single on a 3-1 pitch. Olsen 0 for 8 on the series.
Streak come to an end. And good to see they gave them through. That was George Burns doing the announcements yesterday.
Coming to Matteo.
At all. And still only the 1 series loss, right?
Yes.
So.
Payoff pitch, and it is a ball. Ozzie had taken off. He can. CJ mentioned the numbers, but
over those 2 games, 12 strikeouts, just 2 walks.
Yeah, I just figured for them.
Confidence thing, is it just a comfort level? But at some point, everybody does have to go back.
String injury. 2-2.
Version of a dig me day looked like. Have a great walk-off call.
And then we another 2-2. That one squirts foul. Another 3-2 to Harris. Bouncer to second. There's 1. Michael beats it out. And they're at the corners with 2 away.
Some good history here for Austin Riley.
Now he starts May 17th this year against Atlanta. Against Atlanta.
Take one right here.
Riley lifts it in the air to deep left center. Kiss that baby goodbye. That thing was touched. It's talked.
Contact pitch. For me, I said all the time.
1 pitch. There. And another full count for. That was the 30th pitch of the inning. He's going to get out of it, but the damage is done. Kurt. And part of the festivities, the kids got to go learn. Right field off the bat of Rafaela. Yastrzemski on the track.
Pizza, hot dogs, that's the way to go. Lobster roll.
Chicken fingers.
About 12:30.
I felt guilty. CJ and I walked to our car.
This series has been, so it was fine. Give me a little time to spend with my dog.
6. They'll check.
Grant Holmes. League average sits around 33%. He's got a good slider. We mean it.
And right on cue, it's the slide. There's a couple of road trips ago that Grant was in the back on Amazon. Shea butter curling cream. But I just think on a day like today, it's our first.
And he didn't have the hair.
He looks like a completely different. Grant Holmes looking for a 1-2-3 top of the second. And he's got it. He can take those beautiful. The board does say 1-0. If Hunter Wendelstedt said.
Go hard. Like is somebody wearing those next summer?
No.
No. So I'm one of the few areas in which I am particularly replaced the lenses once.
And a 3-2 pitch coming to Mateo. Other since '98. Mateo rips this to left field. All the way to the wall. It's a double for the Braves shortstop. Red Sox. It was a special night for him on Friday. 1-2. Ground ball toward the middle. Diving stop, but nowhere to go with it. And the runners are at the corner. Azokar has had a good.
All kinds of room over there with the eyes being held.
Azokar. The bases are loaded. Hasn't hit one over the wall yet. Hitters. And he has walked in a run. That is 9 of the. He does. Curveball. One-two to Ozzie. Ozzie lifts it in the air. Shallow left center. And not deep enough to score Yastrzemski. Bouncer to first. Stepping on the bag. That's the only out they'll get. Yastrzemski scored last year with the Cardinals. And Harris puts it on the ground to Meyer, and that will end things. But the Braves got 3 in the first.
Swanson and Drake said the next day Dansby came back and asked, was that a changeup for the game nowadays? It's so unpredictable.
And you want to be because there's so much data out there. And
I think it's probably key. Obviously, stick lined out to left. This is a tough one. What a play! Azokar diving down and taking it.
A little bit of top spin. It gets past him, especially its left field corner. Nobody
showing here at Truist Park this week for Jose Azokar. Again, getting the.
Nice. It was a sweet play.
Tip your servers. 1-2 slider.
That follows fiction, but
Never heard of that one.
I would have done it when I was 21. Just the experience for that exact reason.
This one is going to plug the gap. It splits between Azokar and Harris. Duran can run like the wind. He led the American League in triples the last 2. Mickey Gasper, who he struck out in the first. It looks like Holmes is going to keep the Red Sox off the board. There's Sugar out there and left. Had a sweet top of the third. Had plenty. I always say, and I'm not a parent later. Riley had a long 3-run homer back in the first. It got the scoring started for Atlanta. He's down 0-2 here. He rips it right center field, but it's going to be caught by Rafaela. Bayo is. Dom Smith was with the Red Sox previously in his career. He bounces out to Meyer. 2. Mateo started last inning. Well, Bayo threw 30 pitches in the first, 27 in the second, but just 7.
Competitive teams with good offenses, but not in this ballpark.
5 runs today for Boston. He pitched to Jim through 8 innings. Holmes falling behind. And no hit here. Can of corn for Mateo.
That's nice location.
It only ended up lasting 4 innings. Contreras right down the line. He's going to head for second. And the tag is late. It is a double for Willa. Andrew Jones back on TBS during the heyday, and then Rafael is.
We talk about, of course, the fans we see all over the country, but that's not what happens.
I was a big fan of the Braves and Chipper. Long at bat here.
Holmes kind of sets up a double play that he can execute on.
Had his issues, so trying to get out of the 4th here. Long run. Who's going to take it? Well, both reached up, and Riley caught it. And then Monasterio rolls it to Mateo, and just like that, a couple pitches later.
Did he trip 4 days in Miami? Those always feel a little bit weird.
Yastrzemski puts it high in the air to right. It's all the way at the wall, and it's out of here. And Bayo's not having a good 27th. Now a bunt laid down by Azokar, and it's a single. What a beauty. What a series he. But Mike Yastrzemski's grandfather is still alive. 86, Carl Yastrzemski. All about winning, all about team. And he said that's what. That one popped. Full count now. Eighth pitch of the at bat. Baldwin puts it in the air, deep to left center, on the track and at the wall. It is caught by Duran. Zokar had started. Baldwin just missing his 3rd homer of the series. Zokar sliding back. Ozzie gives it a ride out there. This one not as far. 2 down now in the bottom of the 4th. Azokar, though, sneaks into second base. Knock to the outfield. You can make it 7-0 here. But Matt's going to ground to Meyer to end the inning. He
was definitely polished. Could really manage an at-bat. Made good swing distance strikeouts. So it's a pretty special year for him.
Now you guys are in town because the Conference USA tournament is this week at Kennesaw State. Just ended the regular season.
Get there, it's even harder to stick, and he's made some good adjustments. And
what do you remember about that season and about him, and what was he like in the clubhouse?
Oh, he's always one of the favorites for taking myself going in the corners against him. He's a pretty strong dude now.
Well, you're from Toronto, so you got a rep for Canada.
In attendance, very cool. Saw that picture up at Kennesaw State of Drake going up there to meet and greet with the team, and kind of
those that knew him as an amateur would love seeing what he has done now.
Nasty slider. Say goodbye to Duran. So Duran had the single and the double.
More straight down.
What's kind of interesting about Duran and those 0-2. Gasper taps it foul.
I thought you meant Mitch Jordan.
This should be pretty easy for Yaz. Bathed in sunlight, he makes the catch. We're happy.
I got to meet him this past offseason at a charitable event. Really,
it's down there.
Well, I wish I had that kind of pop. I just asked, and the Braves came through once. A cool night to be able to meet him, and glad he could drive up a couple of hours to catch a game today.
Yeah, good stuff all the way around. Looper down the line. That went further to the left of the line than
that 3-city road trip that the Braves had. He started getting for Austin Riley.
Oh yeah,
you tried your best.
Oh, Riley's in his zone. This is going to be extra bases. Rattling around in the corner, stand up double for number 27. Dom's Mets 6 years in Queens for Dom Smith. And Durant again going a long way. Look out for that tarp. Slid in there, and then Dom Smith up the middle. Riley coming home. 7-0. Action in that bullpen for the first time today.
Breaks one out there against Mateo.
That ball squirts away off the backstop and back in between. You love the scuff.
Oh yeah, it's going to have a couple of marks on it.
Check.
What do we say? He's 4 for 7. Get him up to 6 for 9.
That probably. Right field, and Abreu settles under it to take it. On Sunday at the ballpark so far, all 7 runs for the Atlanta Braves. They won at 25. And the NL
leader right now.
Yeah, 9 homers, 2-1 to Abreu. Liner, Yaz backing up to grab it. 111 off
in the division, like Philadelphia, that really haven't lived up to expect. The cushion really comes into play
to round out the 4-game series.
And I will see fouling in the 1 inning with a couple of strikeouts.
A couple of balls hit pretty well out there, but Yastrzemski's able to make both. And a strike to Rafaela. Been a busy inning for Yastrzemski. He's getting his. Nobody throwing in the Braves. And now it's really. Looks like somebody set off the fire alarm here at Truist. And reaching infield single Rafaela.
Not sure
high water.
I mean, it's Military Appreciation Week. They were up high, but now it's paying off.
Out to left field. This has got to be tricky. Through the hail. Catch is made by a Zokar. And Watson 92 miles per hour.
I have to ask Wiley if you can find out from Zokar.
Up, you got ice pelting you. Now Watson, good start for him. Drake almost gave him a show.
To go hang out in a hotel?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Sit at the Major League Park. When Drake went to Missouri State, remembering him 3rd round in the 22 draft. He fouls that off his leg.
I mean, everybody passed on him twice.
With a single. Bama. So he grew up very close to Atlanta. Swing and a miss as he goes down. Sends this. You can always tell when all that went down. Still 2-2 here to Matteo. Strikes out the side, works around a Baldwin. 5 scattered hits, so hat tip to home.
Here if you can. I did have somebody ask me the other day, kind of what do you think for leverage, get him back to where he was, and then hopefully.
A single through the left side for Andrew Monasterio of the series. Comes up aggressive. Alex Verdugo, who was
he just missed on the prospects. Happened. Oh, Juan Soto.
Their heads about how the Chris Sale trade has worked out, because
the miss there was how his season ended. As soon as the Braves traded,
goes on to win the Cy Young for Atlanta. Olson going to second to get the lead runner. Top of the order, and Duran, who has 2 hits including a double to left-handed hitters. We'll see if that could reach. Bouncer toward the middle. There's Mateo. It is time to stretch. Braves on top. Michael out to center field towards Rafaela.
A kind of middle of the order type of hitter.
Spot some days he hits second, and from there you see a few domino. And Riley's swinging and missing at that sweeper, so that's already easy. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, yeah, us too. We'll celebrate with you. An RBI single in the 5th. He stayed. Duran and Rafaela over. It'll be the left fielder Duran to send us to the 8th.
Doing it consecutively. That's impressive to watch him continue to climb up.
Lopez is back out there for the 8th, painting the outside corner here.
To get him stretched out, see what he looks like.
Here over the last month or so.
Well, his first 3 were pretty good, right? That first start of the year against Kansas City. But you also know he wasn't going to make 30 starts this year.
Slow curve at 72 miles per hour off the bat of Abreu. 2 down. He had to work to get back to that. Had that sub-2 ERA for Atlanta. Now back in the pen and giving up a hit to right field. And stretching it into a double here is Isaiah.
You can dissect any singular play. I think I told you this before, but that was more on their end.
3 inches, and then they lose it in extras. Now he's with the Red Sox and down a 7-0 here as we have just hanging on the front of Mom. Thunderstorms in the area. So we'll just hope for the best here. Teams head-to-head this season. So seeing Boston twice.
With the Phillies, it'll happen again later. But the rivalry can pinch hit opportunity coming off the bench.
To get back there where his grandfather was such a superstar.
You saw that.
Yeah, all huddled. They're all huddled, ready to go get the tarp. And
the people that were oohing awing were all to my left because they all saw it the same.
On a second for 1, little thunder as that play is made. They'll be at the corners with 1 down.
By the way, did you hear the explanation on Narvaez and why he came out of the finger?
Line to center. Backing up. Rafaela. He has flashed a good glove.
You know what? I think, was there a bandage on his finger? We just showed him.
Sean Murphy, I guess, had an injury to his third. Upset you. He had a reason. What we learned yesterday medically is that the big great toe on his left foot earlier in this series, but did not miss any time. 1-2 out towards Rafaela. Busy inning for him. He's got it. The Braves have another run. Marcelo Meyer fouls off the first. In the air towards Austin Riley. Saunters over to foul ground and takes it.
Felt like it was about 3 miles away then. So let's go.
Off the end of the bat. So a little pop to Riley. Now 1 to Matt Olson. Owning this Sunday here against the Red Sox. 8-0. But the ball game not done yet. Connor Wong with a 2-out single. Sogard stays.
Velocity miles per hour. There's some feet per second, but the bottom line is count the seconds.
Riley out of room. 2 pitch with 2 down in the 9th. Sogard trying to keep this game going, and he does. Into the corner. Wong is going to come around and score, and the shutout is gone here in the 9th. Kansas City, the Braves have to get to Miami.
Do the right thing. Don't
ready.
That's a good 0-2.
Here's the 2-2 pitch.